sizzling speeches. Are you ready to witness yet another engaging competition? Evaluation Speech Contest Semi-Final Group A. To drive this enthralling competition, we have a gorgeous, amazing, and ambitious distinguished Toastmaster, Anna Maria Peller, the contest chair for Evaluation Speech Contest Semi-Final Group A. A resolute, relevant, and professional in investment and corporate banking services. Distinguished Toastmaster Anna Maria Peller is currently working with True Life UK in Philippines as a financial advisor. A pianist and a singer, she sings in the church choir in her hometown. Our contest chair is a grandmother of 4. She is currently the director of Area 43. Let's hear it for the contest chair for Evaluation Speech Contest Semi-Final Group A, Distinguished Toastmaster Anna Maria Peller. Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster. The screen is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sangeeta Dinesh, our Master of Ceremony, for the wonderful introduction. District Director, District Program Quality Directors, District Club Growth Directors, Division Directors, Area Directors, Dignitaries, fellow Toastmasters, guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon to you all. It is an honor to be your contest chair for the District 105 DTAC 2023 Speech Evaluation Contest Semifinal Group A. I am a person who gives my opinion whenever necessary, even if nobody is asking me. But then, when I joined Toastmasters, I found out that the evaluation portion or segment is very amazing. Why? Because the opinion gets professional, valuable, and humane. It represents a unique speech structure while empowering, encouraging, and building the speaker's character and how they navigate their speeches and actions. And this afternoon, we will all witness how our amazing evaluation speech contestants turn their opinions around. Contestants, our chief judge today is DTM Sharon Caruvela. Please join me in welcoming Chief Judge DTM Sharon and our panel of judges. Before we commence the contest, please allow me to state the rules for this contest for the sake of the audience. The contestants have been briefed about the rules and regulations of the contest. The contest shall begin with a test stage of 5 to 7 minutes by a test speaker. Contestants may make their notes on white paper as the test speaker is delivering the speech. After the test speech is completed, all contestants will be escorted by the Sergeant-at-Arms team to a breakout room and given 5 minutes to write their notes. May I request timer 1 to please accompany the contestants and time the 5 minutes duration. The contestants should keep their video and microphone on during the entire duration while they are in the breakout room. All contestants, you are reminded to please keep your video and microphone on. The evaluation speech will be for 3 minutes and the timing signals shall be as follows. The green light will be turned on after 2 minutes and shall remain on. The yellow light will be turned on after 2 minutes and 30 seconds and shall remain on. The red light will be turned on after 3 minutes and will remain on till the presentation is completed. There will be no indication given to the contestant if he or she exceeds the time limits. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 1 minute 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds. Technical glitches. If the test speaker loses connection, we will allow 2 minutes for the speaker to come back. The test speaker picks up from the point where he or she left off. If he or she cannot come back in 2 minutes, we play a recorded video of the test speech. Locking the meeting room will happen after the test speaker finishes the speech. If the contestant loses the connection, he or she will be allowed to connect back before the test speaker finishes the speech. While moving to and from the breakout room or during preparation time inside the breakout room, if the contestant loses connection, he has to forego the contest. While delivering the evaluation and the contestant loses connection, he or she cannot be allowed to reconnect, and the judges will mark their ballots based on what they have heard. Are there any questions? Now, let us meet our contestants. Please allow me to introduce the contestants in the speaking order as determined by a draw of lots. We have 8 contestants competing today. I will announce the name of the contestants. Contestants, you are requested to respond by switching on the camera and microphone and say hello as your name is announced. Zoom master, please spotlight the contestant after I announced his or her name. Let us begin. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Anita Naidu.
Yeah, hello. Hi. Hi, DTAC Manna.
Hello. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Harry Haran B.
Hey, good afternoon, contest chair.
Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Hashim Holland.
Hello, good morning.
Hi. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Richard Pereira.
Good afternoon.
Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Sunita Nair.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello. Contestant number 6, Toastmaster Vihang Rajan.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello. Contestant number 7, Toastmaster Suresh R. Karta.
Good afternoon and hello from here.
Good afternoon. Contestant number 8, Toastmaster Rajiba Moshe.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello. These are our able evaluation speech contestants, semifinal Group A. Zoom Master, kindly capture this amazing moment. Zoom Master,
Yes, done.
thank you. Eligibility. To be eligible, a contestant must be a Toastmaster in good standing in a club with good standing. He must not be a current district or international director or officer, nor have declared the intent to run for district or international offices. As such, I hereby confirm that all contestants are eligible to compete. It is now time to begin the contest. Contestants, are you ready? Audience, are you ready? Role players, are you ready? Chief Judge, DTM Sharon Perovilla, may I seek your permission to begin the contest?
Yes, before that, I just request all the contestants, please do not switch off your videos in between and make sure that we write them in your desk as well, if you can, possibly, so that we just to make sure that you don't have any other device with you. Yes, I'm able to see you, Toastmaster Hariharan. Yes, at least because some of you we are not able to see. If you can just push your laptops a little bit. Just like how we hung and Hariharan and all, we are able to see what they're doing. If you could do that. Yes. Just to make sure that you don't have any other devices with you. Thank you. This was a Suresh Karta. If you could do something about it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Timers, can I see a thumbs up because you've been doing back to back, just to make sure that you are ready? Okay. Thank you. Toastmaster Anna, go ahead.
Thank you, Chief Judge DTM Sharon. Allow me to introduce our test speaker for today. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, guests, our test speaker is Toastmaster Amina Rasin. How strong are you? How strong are you? Toastmaster Amina Rasin.
Have you all ever experienced a blackout? At first, you feel a cold breeze. Slowly, your vision blurs. Everything black and dark. And boom, there you fall. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, a warm good afternoon. Long 14 years of prayers and treatment is the story behind my birth, my origin. And that too, being the only girl in the family. Imagine the privilege I had. Apple of my father's eyes, his happiness filled, his breath and soul. On the other hand, to balance this pampering, my mother was always on the strict side. She used to have her weekly classes. Oh, that was the golden hour for me and my father. He used to cook all my favorite foods and take me for shopping. And when my mother comes back home, what she sees is a pile of new toys. Again, every night he would call me from Saudi and ask me, "Were you a good girl today?" "Yes, Papa." "Did you shower today?" "Yes, Papa." "Did you trim your nails?" "No." "Yes, Papa." "Did you fight with your mother?" "Yes." "No, Papa." Life was just picture perfect. It was during my 9th standard midterm exams. I was coming back home from a drastic maths exam. And when I reached home, what I saw was a large crowd in front of my house. With a very palpitating heart, when I went near there, a very vague noise came to my ear. My father was no more. I was blacked out completely. Or I remember was giving him a last kiss with a numb body. I didn't cry. I stayed strong. I pretended to be strong because I very well know that if I was shattered there, no one would hold on. But things had a drastic U-turn after that. From being the most talkative and energetic girl in the class, I stooped down to be the most absent-minded one. I was a very ambitious girl, you know. But from that day, I didn't have any more hopes in life. Picture perfect life had turned colorless now. 5 years later, I got married. From strangers, we came to very dear ones. But still, it was hard for me to open up my emotions freely, even to him. Until one day, when I was 6 months pregnant and traveling back to India for my delivery, I saw my husband wiping out his tears in front of dozens of people at the airport. I was shocked, surprised to see someone who I consider so strong shedding out his emotions easily. But at that moment, I had a realization. For all these years, even at that moment, why am I suppressing my emotions and putting a fake smile? I went towards him and I hugged him and I tried to cry. But there were no tears coming. It was blocked here, or here, or here. I don't know. I tried again. I tried again. Slowly, one after the other, tears started rolling down my eyes. I cried. I cried. And I cried. But it felt like that heavy rain washed away all the dirt that I accumulated for 5 long years. Dear ladies, indeed, we are privileged that we are adorned with the tag emotionally vulnerable. That gives us the license to express our emotions freely. On the other hand, gentlemen, what about you? Being a mother of a baby boy, I always make sure that my boy laughs out loud when he sees happiness. He shows all his excitement when he sees something new. And he cries and asks for my help when he's sad. Because I want him to normalize all emotions. Because I want him to understand that being strong is not hiding your emotions, instead, bravely expressing it. Fellow Toastmasters, we often say that smile at each other, leave all the hatred behind, and always exit with a smiling face. But today, let me remind you of this one. If any one of you gathered here have suppressed your emotions and pretended to be strong, shed it out now. Reveal yourself and exit this meeting with a lighter heart. Back to Congress Chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mina. May I now request the Sergeant at Arms team to kindly escort the contestants to the breakout room with the help of the Zoom Master.
Zoom Master, please move timer 2 and the Sergeant at Arms 2 and 3 as well to the breakout room along with me. Please confirm once it's done. Contestants, please, if you have got the request to join the breakout room, please join the breakout rooms. Contestants? No? Okay, now it's opened. Please join the breakout
Zoom master, kindly confirm if all the contestants and CJ timers are all in the breakout room, please.
Yes, all the contestants are in the breakout room.
Thank you. Please timer 2, please time 5 minutes for the contestants to prepare for their speech. Zoom master, can you please spotlight the test speaker? There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to introduce our test speaker, the beautiful, the teacher by profession and residing in Qatar for 7 years now. She is a proud Toastmaster since 2019. And she was twice the Toastmasters World Humorous Speech Champion, 2020, 2021, in the regional language Malayalam. She's a district international speech contestant and Qatar's talk-up runner-up in humorous speech contest. Toastmaster Amina, please receive your certificate of participation. Let me share this, Toastmaster Amina. Certificate of appreciation, Toastmaster Amina. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's my honor and my proud privilege to be a part of this great event. I'm excited, waiting forward to see the all contestants and evaluation. Thank you so much.
I can't believe, or we cannot believe, that you're a humorous speech contestant, because your speech was so dramatic and so heartbreaking, really. And I was well acquainted with that. Thank you so much. Timer 1, if the 5 minutes is up, please let me know. For the meantime, to all our audience, are you up for a trivia? Will it be okay for everyone to, if they can unmute yourselves? I have some trivia questions while we are waiting for the 5 minutes completion. Zoom master, will you be allowing us that? You can unmute yourselves. All right, let me just ask this, okay? If you can unmute, then I would be happy if you will reply or respond. What begins with T, letter T, and ends with T, that has T in it? Anybody?
Can I?
Wow!
Is it a
Who is
teapot?
that? Yes, it is. And you earn my amazing
Somebody else
applause.
also answered in the chat box,
Yeah.
I think.
It's in the chat box. So all of those who answered, you have my amazing congratulations. So fast. Huh? All right, we move on while we wait. A word I know, 6 letters it contains. Subtract just 1, and 12 is what remains. Anybody? A word I know, 6 letters it contains. Subtract just 1, and 12 is what remains. Anybody? You don't have, or you don't earn my amazing applause. You know what's the answer? I'll give you. It's dozens. Dozens, D-O-Z-E-N-S. Dozens as well, even if you remove or subtract the letter S, it still doesn't. So 12 remains. And that's the trivia. All right. Now we are up. 5 minutes is up. Thank you so much for those who replied. Okay. Now, can you spotlight our first contestant?
Toastmaster Anna, we're just waiting for the timer two to return back to the main room along with the
all
first
right.
contestant. Maybe we'll have to wait for a minute or so.
Okay. Timer 1 already made a red bar. Yes, AJ, I will do. While doing so, let's have one more fun trivia. If you have a five, the word FIV, and take away 2, how are you left with 4? Yes. Yes, DTM Jamil, you're amazing. Huh? Yeah, because if you remove F and E, the letters I and V in the middle is 4. Thank you, DTM Jamil Shakir.
Toastmaster Anna, I think the 5 minutes are up. Anytime you
Yes.
come back. Yes. Yes,
Thank
the timer 2
you.
is back.
Thank you, CJ. Zoom Master?
I request the Zoom Masters to please rearrange the tiles.
Thank you, CJ. Our first contestant, Toastmaster Anita Naidu. Toastmaster Anita, please confirm that timers
Please
1 and
wait.
2 are visible on the screen.
Please wait, contestant, please wait.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, please proceed.
Okay, thank you so much. Toastmaster Anita, please confirm that timers 1 and 2 are visible on the screen.
Yes, they are visible, Contest Chair.
Thank you. And please repeat this statement. Evaluation is creation.
Evaluation is creation.
Can you repeat again, please?
Did I get it right? Evaluation is creation.
Yes. Oh, I confirm that you're audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1, Toastmaster Anita Naidu. Toastmaster Anita Naidu, contestant number 1.
Life was picture perfect, and suddenly it became. That was a very heart-touching speech to me. Good afternoon to Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Amina. How strong are you? What a wonderful speech, and I feel this afternoon worthy to be here to evaluate a speech of this caliber. I loved your beginning as you poured in a rain of expressions asking us to experience a weather where it's chill. And then you took us through a wave of expressions, emotions, and energy. You took us through your life journey. You spoke out so beautifully the relationship you had with your father, the camaraderie you shared with your father. Then you teamed up with him to pitch against your mother a little bit and enjoy those moments when she's not around, away on her work. And I mean, the little things, sprinkles of humor about the huge pile of utensils waiting for her, and the way you went about giving a little bit of answers to your father about his questions regarding your behavior with your mother, and you kind of stepped over there, said a small lie and all that. So you were just taking me through the beautiful sailing thing. And I was like feeling like I'm there in the, on the sea, experiencing waves and waves of emotions. It was like my life. And then very seamlessly, Toastmaster Amina had taken us into that big loss of her life, where she, just like me, lost your father, where she lost her father all of a sudden. And all that she could do at that moment was hold that innate, the inanimate body of her father and give him a goodbye kiss. And that's it. She felt the moment over there. And then from a person who was highly exuberant, highly energetic, she became a person who was totally energyless, totally hopeless, totally unfocused. And this went on even after marriage, though she shared a very good bonding with her husband. The first time when she was leaving him and going for, delivering her baby back hometown is when she started to ask herself the very important question. That why am I like this? Why am I expressionless? My dear Amina, I loved your speech. But this speech is a speech of emotion. And when it is a speech of emotion, it definitely needs no monotony. It needs modulation in there. Now, what I missed to see is that though you were a confident speaker, when you lost your father, I wanted to know, what did you feel after that? I wanted to know how you have taken yourself after that. And I love the way you brought in the fact that your baby is something which you're experimenting on and want him to be open with emotions. All in all, to submit, you had a wonderful emotional speech. Just use your voice modulation and take it up to that level of emotion where we just cannot forget you. How strong are you? Thank you so much. Over to you.
Toastmaster Anita, kindly accept your certificate of participation. And Toastmaster Anita, please be reminded to keep your video on throughout the contest. Let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you. Our second contestant is Toastmaster Hariharan V. Toastmaster Hariharan, please confirm that timers 1 and 2 are visible on the screen.
Give me a second, let me go to the grid view. Oh yes, I can see that, clear.
Thank you. And kindly repeat this statement. Evaluation is creation.
Evaluation is creation.
I confirm that you are audible and visible as well. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 2, Toastmaster Harry Harren V. Toastmaster Harry Harren V, contestant number 2.
Good is the enemy of great. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, that is not said by me, that is by Jim Collins. Today, Toastmaster Amina gave us an inspiring speech with a simple message, that is, don't hide your emotions, express them. Toastmaster Amina, it is an extremely pertinent message and something that is doing the rounds at this point in time, keeping in mind the speed of our life and the seclusion and the loneliness that we have. Toastmaster Amina, as I said, your speech is a good speech, keeping in mind a few things. The number one thing that came to me was the brevity that you used in your speech. Simple sentences, short words, small, simple sentences, simple words, short sentences, not very long. And more importantly, you had beautiful usage, words like palpitating heart. Beautiful, I could actually feel my heart palpitating then. Second most important thing was I could see sobriety in your speech. Two things that made me feel that way. First of all, you were cool, composed, and confident. Cool because you were smiling all through, composed because you did not struggle, stutter, and stammer with words, and confident because I saw you move and use the space and not even look around and get at any point in time stuck with your speech. Also, if I look at your speech, you had great speed to your speech. You also paused at the right areas. You had characters, and more importantly, it was a personal story, so the conviction came in. If I were you, what would I have done to make this speech greater? Number one thing that I looked at when I was seeing your speech was I saw that you began with stating that have you ever gone into a blackout? If I were you, I would try and connect this ending to the speech. How? I would have said, so ladies and gentlemen, the next time, don't allow your emotions to weigh you down that you go into a blackout. Express yourself so that the light comes in and you are strong enough to come into life once again. Possibly one thing that you could consider. Number two, I also looked at was you spoke about how you cried your heart out and then emoted well, and then you took on life. If it was for me, maybe crying will not help. What could I do? So generalistic possible call to action would have helped me to do something better the next time. Toastmaster Amina, in summation, as I said, brevity. Number two, you had beautiful amount of sobriety. And third, you are a great speaker because you were flowing, because you were not tensed. As I said, if you want to become a greater speaker with this speech, remember, connect your opening to the closing. And number two, very importantly, try and get a call to action, which is more generic than specific. That will make you a greater speaker. Contest chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harry Harren. And kindly accept your certificate of participation. Please be reminded as well, Toastmaster Harry, to keep your video on throughout the contest. And let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you. Our third contestant, Toastmaster Hashim Halim. Toastmaster Hashim, please confirm that timers 1 and 2 are visible on the screen.
Yes, I can see timer 1 and timer 2.
Thank you. And kindly repeat the statement. Evaluation is creation.
Evaluation is creation.
I confirm that you're audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 3, Toastmaster Hashim Halim. Toastmaster Hashim Halim, contestant number 3.
The world champion of public speaking, Darren Tate, had a book called Express to Impress. And Toastmaster Amina, today, you absolutely impressed with the way that you expressed. Respected contest master, esteemed judges, and my dear friends. The question asked today was, how strong are you? And indeed, we had a very strong speaker who asked us this question. Toastmaster Amina, what you asked us to do was to emote. And exactly that is what I'm going to do today. I am going to emote. For me, the E was the example that you set for us. When you asked us to show vulnerability, when you asked us to show our bravery, you demonstrated that for us today. The way that you emoted at the moment of your story when your dad passed away, the way that you broke out after your husband's moment of vulnerability, beautifully expressed. You were an example of what you were preaching today. The M for me was the beautiful message that you had. Being strong is not hiding, but bravely expressing. What a profound message, universal, applies to each one of us. Indeed, we are guilty. I feel less of a man if I cry, unfortunately. However, you showed us so beautifully what this universal message can do for all of us. I loved the way that you organized your speech. It was a set of twos. After you grabbed our attention right at the beginning with that question, have you experienced a blackout? You started out with your set of two. Two stories, two life-changing incidents, two pivotal characters, and that influence that they had on you, which culminated into a call to action for each one of us to use. The T in emote, for me, is the takeaway that you gave all of us. Smile, leave your troubles behind, exit the situation, and grab control of yourself. Present yourself for who you are. Steps that we can apply, beautifully done. And the last E for me is the way you expressed yourself. The voice modulation that you used with your variations, the gestures that were complementing the words you were saying, beautifully presented. Indeed, you are a strong speaker. Moving on to how I feel I can benefit you through my evaluation. 2 points that I would like to share for you. First, in your content, I would have loved to have seen how you benefited from those changes. When you made those changes, did you become a more expressive person? Did you gain some benefits out of it? Were you more loved by your mom or your family or other people? Perhaps that would have given a benefit dimension also to what you were saying. The second point I would like you to add is you had a killer opening with the blackout. I would have loved to have seen that at the end by saying sometimes emotionally we black out, but we can defeat this blackout if we break out and express. In summary, I say beautiful speech, lovely message, well organized, excellent expressions. Add to it the killer ending, and you have yourself a grand breakout speech. Indeed, you are strong, and I'm sure we are all the stronger because of you today. Back to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hashim. At this point, kindly accept your certificate of participation. And Toastmaster Hashim, please be reminded to keep your video on throughout the contest. Let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you. Our fourth contestant is Toastmaster Richard Pereira. Toastmaster Richard, please confirm the timers 1 and 2 are visible on the screen.
Yes, both timers are visible.
Thank you. And kindly repeat this statement. Evaluation is creation.
Evaluation is creation.
I confirm that you're audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 4, Toastmaster Richard Pereira. Toastmaster Richard Pereira, contestant number 4.
Life, they say, is not about finding yourself, but about creating yourself and expressing yourself. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Amina. Thank you for taking us on a wonderful journey of how life makes you strong. I picked out 3 really beautiful, positive things about your speech today, which I would like to share with you. And the first one is great structure. Your speech used the power of stories to take us from your childhood with your dad to his death, to your marriage, to your learning moment with your husband, to your son. And all those stories beautifully interwound to bring that speech of yours to life. The second thing that I really liked was a great use that you have of the speaking area. You moved around from here to the other side. But more than that, your expressions and your gestures, they had us enthralled and hooked. And the third thing was you used powerful hook words, words like picture perfect, blackout, no hopes. And those words drew us into your speech and held us tight as you took us on that journey. Life, they say, about going to the next level is about really opening up your mind to the possibilities of new things. And in that context, let me share with you 2 ideas, 2 suggestions that could help you get to that point. The first is that there is a power of emotions and a power of sharing our feelings. You brought us through the journey of how you experienced it. What we would have loved to see is how expressing your emotions made a benefit in your life. For example, sharing my emotions allowed my husband to be more vulnerable, to put his emotions out there in the open. Seeing me talk and express about things, how I'm feeling, my son learned to be a lot more expressive with what was happening to him. Those successes would have reinforced the message. And the second point, technology at the end is a tool. While you use space very well, there were occasions where you dropped below the mic area in your speech. And for those little moments, we were almost in a sound blackout. So I ask you to pay a little bit more attention. To summarize, beautiful positives, great structure, use of the speaking area, powerful hook words, areas to move forward, share examples how the speech benefited you, and use technology well. Thank you, and I wish you every success going forward.
Thank you. Toastmaster Richard, kindly accept your certificate of participation. And please, Toastmaster Richard, always keep your video on throughout the contest. Let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark the ballot. Thank you, Master. Our fifth contestant. Toastmaster Sunita Nair. Toastmaster Sunita, please confirm the timers 1 and 2 are visible on the screen.
Yeah, they are visible.
Thank you. And repeat this statement, please. Evaluation is creation.
Evaluation is creation.
I confirm that you are audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 5, Toastmaster Sunita Nair. Toastmaster Sunita Nair, contestant number 5.
Thank you, contestant. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and friends. We heard a wonderful speech by Toastmaster Amina today. It was so heart-wrenching when she spoke about her personal experiences. She had a very, very relevant topic over here today about how we should reveal our inner feelings. There's no need to mask these feelings. So very timely topic in the days of social media where we are always putting a facade in front of us. A very nice topic over there, something for all of us to ponder upon. She gave us a lot of personal stories, her own story, how she was born after 14 years of prayer and how she was the apple of her father's eye. That was so beautifully portrayed to us. Her talk, her conversation with the father, the dialogues, which gave her ample scope for voice modulation, her voice as a child and her father's voice. It was so evident that she was such a loud, pampered child. The toys, the visual images that she created when she described the number of toys that she had, and the sight, the large crowd outside her house, and how she transformed, and then the husband crying at the airport, her own tears coming down after 5 years. These were so beautifully conveyed through her voice modulation and her language. Great job over there, a beautiful story told to us, been very simple, but right from the heart. Now, propelling progress is the theme. And as a Toastmaster, good, better, best, but never let it rest. So here are some little things that I think that could take your speech to the next level. We were on the same page till a certain few pages. Suddenly I felt you skipped a few pages and went ahead. This is because till your childhood, till the father died, I had a clear picture. I did not see the transformation that happened to you during the time between your father's death and your marriage. You just said that you were absent-minded in school. You did not tell us that you were distressed. Probably you could have described the scene that when you were getting married, though you said there were strangers who turned to loved ones, how you had that initial hesitation in your mind. When you were leaving home, what were your emotions? A couple of lines over there would have given us a picture about what you were feeling then. And probably a little bit more description. If you had given us the name of your husband, the child, the boy, the son that you have who taught you to laugh, and a better title like Drop the Facade or Bare Your Soul would have created a little bit of intrigue. But a great speech, beautifully delivered. Over to you, contestant.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunita. And at this point, kindly receive your certificate of participation. And Toastmaster Sunita, please be reminded to keep your video on throughout the contest. Let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. 2 or 6th contestant? Toastmaster Vihang Rajan. Toastmaster Vihang, please confirm that timers 1 and 2 are visible on the screen.
Yes, I can see timer 1 and 2 on my left-hand side top corner.
Thank you. And please repeat this statement. Evaluation is creation.
Evaluation is creation.
I confirm that you're audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 6, Toastmaster Vihang Rajan. Toastmaster Vihang Rajan, contestant number 6.
Madam Toastmaster Amina, thank you so much for that persuading and emotional speech of yours. It was like asking myself how strong I am. But thank you so much for sharing that emotional speech, which connected so well, because even I lost my father 2 years back. 3 points I would like to highlight which stood out of your speech are: first one, emotions. During your father's death, you kissed his numb body. You gave a hug to your husband and gave him that moral support. Kudos to you on expressing those emotions. Second, metaphors. Not many speakers are as creative as you are. You used a very good metaphor as you hugged your husband and cried. Heavy rains cleared the accumulated dust. Well done, Madam Toastmaster Amina. Third one, you conveyed your core message of how strong are you? How strong are you? So well with your own story. Kudos to you on that. Well, feedback is the breakfast of champions, and you can have it as brunch too. My 3 suggestions for you are: in a speech, it's very important to paint pictures of characters which are there in your story. Where you had a very important character of your father, I would have loved to know how he was. For example, broad shoulders and a thick mustache, but he was so kind and even used to cook and used to take care of me. Second, you could have used some quotes to just add value to your already persuading emotional speech to take us to a next level. Third point, the transition from your emotion to a normal emotion journey could have taken a bit more time, as you had more time to give in your speech. To summarize, a very persuading speech filled with emotions, metaphors, and your core message delivered quite diligently. Just paint those pictures of characters in your story, add some quotes, and take care of the emotional transition. And surely your message will reach out to many more in a better way. These notes are not just notes for me as an evaluator, but for me for a lifetime. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amina, and keep persuading all of us. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vihang. Kindly accept your certificate of participation. There it is. And Toastmaster Vihang, please always be reminded to keep your video on throughout the contest. Let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you. Our seventh contestant, Toastmaster Suresh R. Kartha. Toastmaster Suresh, please confirm the timers 1 and 2 are visible on the screen.
They are visible on the screen.
Thank you. And kindly repeat this statement. Evaluation is creation.
No, you're not clear. Evaluation is?
Evaluation is creation.
Evaluation is creation.
Thank you. I confirm you are audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 7, Toastmaster Suresh R. Kartha. Toastmaster Suresh R. Kartha, contestant number 7.
Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and my dear speaker, Madam Toastmaster Amina. The speech, what I just heard, was a truthful, touching message to me and my fellow audience on how to face emotions and how to come out of it, and which was narrated with the experiences the person had, and also exit with a smiling face. Madam Toastmaster Amina, in your speech, what I liked was the opening. It was very interactive, and you started with a bang. You raised the curiosity in me when what you're going to talk about as you started, because the title was How Strong You're Going to Be, or I'm Going to Be. You had an inviting smile, you were dressed well, and of course, the smile pulled us all. Amna, what you excelled in your speech is the crafting, drafting, and delivery of the speech. Number one, it had a personal story. You spoke of your father's love, your mother's reaction, and even your husband's emotion when you were flying back to India for your delivery. I have been through this. I also have a child. I have also sent my wife back to India for this. That could relate to me much better. The vocabulary used, excellent vocabulary, shows your control on the language. Drastic maths exam, palpitating heart, ambitious girl, picture perfect, excellent, good vocabulary. That shows the control you have over the language. And third good thing which you did excellently was you had a good body language, you had emotions, and of course, you moved the stage in this small 16-inch screen so that we could know it is interactive. Now, to take the speech to the next higher level, I have 2 suggestions. I would have liked, or I would have loved, if you had taken one particular incident of in your experience, like you mentioned about your father's death, which is a very painful thing, and how you came out of it. That would have added more value. Either you started reading books, you went into meditating, you helped your mother, whatever actions you have taken, so that me as a person knows, yes, this is how Amna has done it. This is also a method which we can do. That would have added more value into what the message you want to convince. Second, you are dealing with emotions. Emotions is a very touchy subject. You need to give a lot of pauses when you talk about emotions so that that idea gets into me. And third, every speech should have a good opening, body, and an ending. I felt the ending was not impactful. How strong are you? And you ended up by just saying, except the smile. I felt there could have been a better relation. In summary, an excellent speech which had a lot of emotional values, well crafted, well drafted, well delivered. But if you had one incident or 2 incidents of your life which you would have noted down and made about it, I'm sure your speech would have gone to a good level. And of course, I personally will look forward to whatever you have to say so that the speech can be taken to the best level and will enjoy it. Madam Contest Master, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh. At this point, kindly receive or accept your certificate of participation. Toastmaster Suresh, please be reminded to keep your video on throughout the contest. And let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Our eighth contestant is Toastmaster Rajiba Noshed. Toastmaster Rajiba, please confirm the timers 1 and 2 are visible on the screen.
Yes, they are visible.
Thank you. And repeat this statement. Evaluation is creation.
Evaluation is creation.
I confirm that you are audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 8, Toastmaster Rajiba Noshed. Toastmaster Rajiba Noshed, contestant number 8.
Speakers who talk about what life has taught them will never fail to grab the interest of the listeners. These are the words of the beacon of motivation, Dale Carnegie. If Dale was to be around here this afternoon, I'm sure she would have picked up the speech presented by Toastmaster Amina as a classic example to support the statement. Good afternoon, contest chair, eminent panel of judges, and my fellow Toastmasters. What an amazing title to grab the attention of the audience. Something that we are all proud of, but we have never thought of. How strong are you? That was the question posted by Toastmaster Amina as the title of her speech. If that was not fine enough, then came the next rhetoric. Have you experienced a blackout? Wow, how thought-provoking that is. Indeed, kudos to you, Toastmaster Amina, for that passionate, nostalgic, and well-crafted speech. I would award you 3 badges for that excellent vocal delivery. It was blessedly invoking, thoroughly motivating, and abundantly invigorating. Blessedly invoking because you started with the power of prayer, how prayers were answered, and a blessing as you were gifted to your family. Dynamic, perfect picture of a happy family in all verbal imagery, beautifully conveyed. Thoroughly motivating, what a twist in the tale when the apple cart got tilted and unexpected events tousled that beautiful family life. But you never said die. The U-turn that changed your life made you even stronger. Your speech was abundantly invigorating because realization that the block should not debilitate you motivated every speaker. Endless tears, but subtly effective. The power of resilience showed beautifully in the power of words. Let me be honest and open, just as you expressed, by giving you a few tips to be better than the best. It would be great if you would work on your pace and pause. That would add charm to the power of words that you expressed. Also, let not gestures mar your voice and your expression. Keep your gestures apart from your words so that the words strike the listeners in one shot. Your speech was indeed a lesson well learned, not only for you, but also for us. Well-crafted, rightly narrated, distinctive narrative style, a smile should never mar our feelings. Over to the contestant.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiba. At this point, kindly accept your certificate of participation. And please be reminded, Toastmaster Rajiba, to keep your video on throughout the contest. At this point, let us give 3 minutes of silence for the judges to finalize the result. Thank you. Zoom Master, please confirm that the chief judge and the tally counters left for the breakout room. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the evaluation speech contest. And I hereby adjourn the District 105 DTAC 2023 speech of the evaluation contest semifinal Group A. Toastmasters and guests, thank you for your support. And Toastmasters and Gita, the master of ceremony, over to you.
That was one more engaging and entertaining competition, correct? Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Anna Maria Peller, for conducting the evaluation speech contest semi-final Group A in a wonderful manner. Put your hands together again, or press the emoticons for the contest chair again. Well, after all that analysis and speeches, I definitely need a refreshing lunch break. What about you guys? I believe you all will agree we need a break. Before that, I would like to once again remind you our sponsors, Nimbus Logistics and Cargo LLC. They have a complete bouquet of logistics solutions, and they're a part of Nilkamal Group. Thank you so much, Nimbus Logistics and Cargo LLC, for sponsoring today's events. Well, before leaving your screens, let me remind you that the most awaited results of DTAC 2023 International Speech Contest and Evaluation Speech Contest semi-final Group A will be announced today evening after the International Speech Contest semi-final Group B that will be conducted post-lunch break. Dignitaries, Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, with this, we have come to the culmination of the District 105 DTAC 2023 Day 1 first segment. Let's replenish ourselves and convene sharp at 2 p.m. And that's all from me from the first segment of Oman DTAC 2023. Thank you everyone for being a part of this important contest. This is me, Sangeeta Dinesh Pakia Raja, signing off. See you all in a while. Bye.